What's up, people? I wanted to, in this video, I wanted to talk about a topic that's been on my mind lately. Um, Basically, I've seen in a lot of people other videos. People brushed up on it, but not really going into detail in it. But I feel like I want to give my opinion on which one I think is better, and that's semi-auto versus full auto. Which one I prefer? I prefer semi-auto. I think it's better, more efficient, and I'll list some reason why. Number one, I say this with sound. Picture yourself in the battlefield, wherever you are, in the woods, the forest, the desert, wherever. Basically, when you shoot one bullet or whatever, wherever you are, the person is not really going to know exactly where you are. But if you're shooting full auto, they're going to get a good idea of what direction you are. And they're going to look that way, then they're going to most likely find you and see where you're shooting from. But if you're shooting one shot at a time, let's say you shoot one shot and then you move, you run a little bit and then you shoot another one, people not really going to know exactly where you at or whatever. And that's even if they hear the sound or whatever. All they hear is probably like a pang, but it could have been from anywhere in the surroundings. That's the one. That's how I feel on that situation. Next one is ammo conservation. Basically, when you're shooting full auto, you're shooting a lot of bullets. You're wasting a lot of bullets, man. Also, you're doing a lot of mag changes, which also takes time. I feel like the things, when you shoot 16 rounds, let's say you shoot 16 rounds, full auto, and you kill a guy. Well, the person with semi-auto could have did that with 3 rounds. Okay, so they just saved 13 rounds in that whole situation. And they didn't, it's the person that's shooting full auto, they have to reload quicker than the person that's shooting semi-auto. So I feel like that's basically what it comes down to. Next one is overheating your gun, or adding stress on the gun or whatever. Yeah, the guns are built to a certain tolerance, but at the same time, you don't want to add a lot of stress to your gun constantly by shooting it on full auto. You want to give your gun a breather. I know you've seen the videos where people shoot full auto and then the barrel ends up getting red, really hot, red hot, or on the AR platform, the gas tube would get really hot, you'll see it, the gas line or whatever, you'll see it getting really red hot, steaming. So after a while, you're probably gonna have to replace that, or you're gonna do a lot more damage and you're gonna add a lot more wear on your firearm, and that's a bad thing because you're gonna be wasting money and it's ridiculous. I don't see a reason why you need to tell you the truth. The next one I have is less recoil. I know modern technology has firearms that doesn't really shoot with a lot of recoil on full auto mode, but you gotta remember what you can get as a citizen. What you can get is basically a full auto firearm that's before the 1980 something, I think it's 86 ban, was basically ban all firearms. I mean full auto firearms. Alright, if you get one that was built before that time, then you can get that in full auto. But you gotta remember the technology back in that time was probably not as good as right now what's coming out today. So most of the firearms that you get, if you get your hands on one, it's going to have recoil. It's not going to be the new technology that has this low damping recoil. So I feel like that's what you're going to get, and you're going to be spraying rounds all over the place. It's kind of almost as if it's reckless or whatever, because if you don't know how to control it, then it's going to be going all up in the air. It's going to be going side to side, kicking you around or whatever. Some people can't even handle semi-auto. Like, you see it sometimes when you go to the range and people like getting tossed all over the place and stuff, or standing wrong or aiming wrong or whatever. Everybody is not marksmen. Especially, this is something that you have to acquire by training and repetition. But you know, so I think if you put a novice person, start someone off that's a novice that doesn't really know that much about firearms or anything, or how to shoot the whole fundamentals, then they will actually not handle the full auto very well. Like, it's going to be really bad, that situation really bad. And then, like, let's say if it was legal to somebody just go get a full auto, think about it this way. A non-experienced person with a full auto, hey, I'm going to go, my first firearm is going to be a full auto. I want to go to the store and get a full auto. So they get the full auto, they take it home, someone breaks in their house, they use the full auto, they don't know how to use it. They end up injuring or hurting one of their family members or even a neighbor because they not, you know, precise with their shots. They're just spraying rounds all over the place. You got to think about what's our position. We're citizens. We live in houses, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're out, you know, in the farmland or whatever. But if you're in a city like me, or if you have any buildings or anybody around you or whatever, you can hurt someone if you have that full auto capability. So like, I don't like that idea of, I think the government is doing the right way, doing it the right way or whatever, because, you know, it's crazy. But also I have on the list better accuracy and range, because with full auto, if you're shooting full auto, you're not really going to be hitting anything at a long range, because you, like I say about the recoil or whatever. So a constant full auto, after a while, like, your first couple of shots is going to be in the vicinity of where you want to hit, but everything else is going to be shooting like up in the sky or wherever. So I think that's not even called for. Why would you do that if you can use a semi-auto and then place your shots well and precisely? That's just how I feel about that. Accuracy, like I said, you're really not going to get your maximum potential of accuracy through full auto. So in defense of full auto, I feel like with full auto you can lay suppressing fire. Like, let's say you had your friend in front of you and he's getting shot at and you're getting shot at. Well, your friend is trying to get cover or whatever. You can lay suppressing fire to get that person to stop shooting you or whatever. And I can understand that situation, because that person that's shooting you needs to take cover unless they're gonna get shot, and probably like in a short distance situation. But other than that, I don't see a real practical reason why you would want to use have full auto. That's how I feel right now. And if you guys have any comments or something that you want to add, or maybe make a response or something, like, to let me know how you feel on the whole situation. Maybe you like prefer full auto and you can list some reasons why you like it, or if you agree with me, you can, if I forgot something, you can also add something. But that's it. You know, I just want to let you guys know, give you a piece of my mind, and that's it, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.